How's it going out there, everybody? We're gonna get started in just a moment. Looking for a few more people to show up. Look at that pattern 4 play out. Go ahead and just watch that pattern 4 while we wait for some more peeps. I'll be back in a moment. All right. That's pretty cool, that 403 pattern 4 right at the end of the day. I mean, how much more obvious can you get that the markets are rigged? And that has something to do with timing. Welcome everybody. See a lot of familiar names here, bunch of them. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good to see everybody. Nice. I do see some new names as well. That's awesome. Welcome, welcome. Who doesn't have the software yet? Do you have any? Is there anybody out there that has no idea what the heck we're about to do here, or what a white dot means, what a blue dot means, what's TachEon TimeWarp? What does TachEon even mean? What do you mean warp? Predictive trading technology. What the heck is that supposed to mean? Anybody have no clue? Doesn't own the software? Please raise your hand or put a question in the question box, just so I can know what I'm working with here, who I'm working with. If I can get my chair situated. Finally broke down and bought one of those, I'm almost embarrassed to say it, one of those Keurig coffee maker things. And let me just tell you, I'm happy I did, because just making one cup of coffee at a time, it just makes it so much more tasty. And I went and splurged on the super expensive one too, that can like heat the milk and froth it for you. And it's like a little cafe. Even got my 7.5-year-old daughter playing cafe with me. He's like, hey Charlotte, hey, make me a coffee. What would you like? A latte with sugar and make it 2 shots. I give her a little tip and everything. So it's like, it's fun. It's also a toy. Everybody has the software? Everybody has it. That's awesome. Oh, there's a lot of people now. Sweet. Just gotta ease into it. It's been some good trading days this week. What is today? Thursday? Yeah, heck yeah. Actually, I gotta complete my journal note before I forget. One sec. R0. Okay. What y'all want to do? What do you want to do? Do you want to look at some candles and some dots and some times and some numbers and stuff? I'm not doing anything else until somebody says hi in the questions. I don't even know if you guys can hear me. I need like a hello or up there. Thank you, Weston. We're live. You're live. You're live. Thank you, Richard. Yay. Sounding loud, sounding clear. Nice. Nice. Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do something that I've always wanted to do with these webinars. Don't get too excited, people. It's really just my thing. Let's see here. So I'm going to go ahead right off the bat. I'm not going to hide the ball. Now, I'm not a sales guy. That's Dave's job, by the way. If anybody's interested in purchasing this beautiful, most fabulous, and ridiculously amazing piece of software, you call Dave Cohen. And he's going to post his number in the chat. And his email is it Dave or David at backtothefuturetrading.com. Let me open up the chat here. Yeah, and his phone number, he loves phone calls. He loves to talk to people. I mean, he's a sales guy. He loves to talk to people. And he also loves cutting deals. I'm going to throw out a deal out there. It's the typical deal that we always do. But you never know. If you actually call Dave and ask him some questions, he might do something like throw in an hour free of mentorship from myself, since I know this software inside and out. And that's more of my job at Back to the Future. Well, it's actually doing these webinars and doing a mentorship thing every once in a while is my role here. So yeah, give Dave a call. His number, Oh, he says right now, 4:09 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. David says absolutely awesome deals. So that's awesome. Yeah, my mentorship hours, you have to buy them through the Back to the Future website. So I don't have any control over that. But let me just tell you that, you know, because I got to split my money with Michael and Ron, because that's just the way it goes. That's how you should do it. And let me tell you, an hour or so of my time for free is definitely, you go on the website and see how much it costs, but it's definitely a way to sweeten the deal. So give Dave a shout. His number is 727-742-2626. Super fun guy to talk to. Give him a shout. Okay, so what I wanted to do before we even bother going through all the yada yada, I don't want to hide the ball today. For anybody who doesn't have the software, just going to get this done right off the bat. Here is the Back to the Future Trading website. A website, by the way, that has changed my life. Trading before Back to the Future was all over the place, to say the least. And now I have windows of time where I'm either allowed to short or allowed to go long. And yeah, let me just tell you, life-changing. Highly, 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 highly recommend. I've never had buyer's remorse. And that's saying something. Because, you know, this software is legit institutional grade software. I mean, it's programmed, it's 12,000 plus lines of code. That didn't just happen overnight. And the designers are, I mean, I don't even know how many years trading experience Michael and Ron have together. It's got to be close to 30 years. It's got to be something like that combined. And Michael is an engineer by trade. And I believe Ron, I don't know exactly what Ron's history is. Businesses. He's run lots and lots of businesses. And he likes to make knives, handmade knives. And he's an airplane pilot. So you got some smart gentlemen that are behind making this product. So let me just show you what it costs before we go on with the webinar, so we can just get this done. backtothefuturetrading.com/store, TachEon TimeWarp. Everybody should start out with TimeWarp. And then we just scroll down. Keep in mind, this is an investment. So $2,495 one-time purchase, and you can finance it. And guaranteed, I already can guarantee that I'm going to get this price lower. We're just going to check the discount code. There's also a pro training room that you can join that's hosted by Ron and or Gavin. That's 3 days a week, 8 to 12 Eastern. But for now, we're just going to go without the pro training room. Scroll through the blah, 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 blah. And we're going to try the code WARP off and see if that gets us 500 bucks off. Bam, there it is. So that's your out the door price. Don't call Dave, just buy now. And then you can also finance that. Call Dave, and I'm not going to say what he can or cannot do with this number or how to arrive at that number, but I know that he can offer things to sweeten the deal at the very least. So let's get into checking out some charts. Now that we got that over with, man, that's nice to get that over with right off the bat. Difficult to hear. Alpha says it's difficult to hear. Oh shoot, can everybody hear me? Or maybe it's just Alpha. I need to just make sure. Thank you for commenting on that, Alpha. Sounds good to Wayne. Alpha, maybe it's your headphones or speakers or something. Can I get one more confirmation? Good. Oh, excellent. Okay, sweet. I got like 4. All right, so it's not us, it's you, Alpha. Sorry. Got some questions here before we even get going here. Let's see. Thanks, Daniel, for the question. I'm reading it now. TA version. Release 322. That's a good question, Daniel. Daniel asks, are you running TimeWarp for NT8? Yes, version 1.8.6.5, release 3/22/22. Let's find out. I actually haven't looked for a second. I'm pretty sure I'm up to date. Looks like 1.8.6.5. Yes, same exact. Release 3/22/22. I believe so. Yeah. Yeah. Carl's asking a question too. I like all this participation. Carl asks, while in a trade, the SMA changes color. What do you do? Can you show your underlying parameters as my signals are at different times? Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, thank you for so Carl, normally I would just hold on to the trade, but I've been on the fence for quite some time. Like, if it changes color, and by SMA, I think you mean HMA. I don't use simple moving averages. But yeah, would just hold on to the trade. But it could be argued that it might be good to get out of the trade right then. So, I mean, let me know if you want to do some back testing each way, which I've yet to do. That would be awesome. Oh yeah. Oh, this coffee's starting to hit me now. Look out, people. Oh, jeez. Oh yeah, thanks, Scott. I've been horrible about getting back to people via email. Find me on Skype, and I seem to be way faster. I've been like really not good at emails lately, like self-admittedly horrible. Scott, do you have my contact info on Skype? I'm gonna put it in the chat for everybody because it was awesome when I put that in there last week. I got a bunch of people saying hi. Skype's cool because it works, works on computer and phone. And a lot of people use it all over the world. So let me put my profile in there. How do I get there? Do a little housekeeping here. Why? Where is it? I don't want to set a status. Here we go. Skype profile. Skype name, Jake Royall. JakeRoyall, all lowercase. Share profile. Copy to clipboard. I'm going to post it in the chat for everyone to see, entire audience. There we go. Did that work? I guess it worked, but I don't see. Oh, there it is. Jake's Skype contact. Well, yeah, Scott, I did see your email earlier this morning, which I should not have been looking at emails earlier this morning. What am I doing? Yeah, let's look at emails before the market opens. I'll try to be nice to myself. Don't do that though. Don't look at emails right before you start trading. I don't know why I did that. I never do that. Very rarely. 95% of the time I don't do that. So there's me on Skype. Scott, I did see your email and I will get back to you. It sounds like you want to book some time. So thank you. Okay, so we said we had different signals. It could be because I had a meeting with a client yesterday, and he's like, "Dude, isn't the standard swing 5?" And I was like, "No, it's 8." And like all day, I've been like, "Is it 8? Is it 5?" I've been doing this thing for, I don't know, I've had warp for September, October, November, December, January, 2.5 years, and I thought it was 8, but he's saying it's 5. Does anybody have the standard? I've never questioned it. I always thought it was just 8 out of the box standard, but it could be 5 because I usually oscillate between 8 and 5. So for 2.5 years, I'm like, oh, is it 8? Is it 5? So this is 8. So let's look at 5. Maybe that's the issue. 8. Yeah, that's what I thought, Jim. Thank you. So now I know that I'm not the crazy one. Yeah, that client yesterday, he happens to be here. I think he was trying to gaslight me, man. Oh, we got everybody saying 8. Darn it, I thought so. But maybe on one of the webinars that I did, because this guy watched like a bunch of the webinars that I did, and maybe I had a 5 on one of my webinars by accident. Yep, and Ted, yep, thank you, Ted. Ted's saying it's 8 as well. Okay, Okay, so well, let's find out why my signals aren't matching. Let's look at my signals here. First of all, let's go ahead and get rid of the screen, the background there, show background image. Okay, well, we're already started. So do these times look correct to everybody? I'm gonna get my times a little bit bigger for everybody here. Hold on a sec. Go to patterns, timestamp, offset, yes, font size 25. Let's try. There we go. All right, how are those looking? Can you see them? Ron's room uses a 5. Oh, maybe that's what he was talking about. Well, Larry says 5. Eric says it was 8 for a long time, but with latest software update, aha, this is what I thought. If I load a new chart and add warp, the swing strength is 5. And you didn't change it in default, Eric? Wow, okay. All right, so actually I'm right, and the gentleman that I met with yesterday is also right. That's awesome when that happens. So we're both right. No, well, yeah, you were. But so was I. So I think we were talking about that, actually. We were talking about how maybe the update, maybe you mentioned that, maybe the update came out with a 5. It could have been just Michael or Ron's fat finger just accidentally putting a 5 in there, but I don't know. The webinars have been done with 8 and will continue to be done with 8. So here's what we can do. Let's check the signals right now. So let's go back to the website homepage, product about live weekly webinars. So for anybody who doesn't have the software or doesn't know this, these webinars, the times that we're going to be looking at for these swings are given out Tuesday for the times would be Wednesday and Thursday. So a whole day early or 2 days early if you're looking at Thursday. So there's no way to fudge this. I think the email list has to be over 5,000 people, plus they're posted on the website in advance of today's webinar. So there's no course correcting on my part. So let's see, Wednesday, we're looking at Thursday. Let's just look at that. And what chart am I even looking at? Yeah, NASDAQ 3-minute. I don't even think the 3-minute. I think we only have NASDAQ 1 minute anyway. So we can look at that, but I can switch to the ES. Let's switch to the ES 3-minute real quick. That'll be easy. And also MNQ and NQ can vary slightly every once in a while. Why isn't it loading? Don't do this. Don't do it. Why does it do that? Why? 922. That's right. Let's try MES. Dude, I don't know why it did that. Why is it doing that? Oh, I'm on the wrong contract. I haven't looked at ES for a while, that's why. Derp. Let's try that. There you go, Jake. You can do it, buddy. You can do it. Oh, look, it's still not doing it. Stinking little... Come on. Oh, did I have 22? Oh my God. Oh yeah, that'll help. That'll help. Jeez, good thing everybody's watching out for me here, man. Oh, look at that. Oh, good job, Jake. Yay. Yay, you get a gold star. I'll take away the brown one. You get a gold one now. Yeah. I think that's one of the voices that Michael likes to use every once in a while. Sometimes I think that Michael's more zany than I am, and then other times I'm like, I think maybe I am. I don't know. I guess it depends on how you look at it. So what do these signals look like now? I don't want that. We don't need that. We just need this. Da, 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 da. Do, 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 do. There we go. Now let's bring this on in here. All right, do a little zoom in. ES 3-minute. All Eastern Standard Time. Man, that is hard to see. There we go. So these 5,000 plus emails were sent out Tuesday with all of these times for Thursday. And they've been posted on the website. Nothing has changed. So all we're doing right now, folks, for anybody who doesn't know, is we're just making sure that my times on my computer line up. So here we go, 1209, 1209, 57, 57, 48, 48, 51, 51. I believe we're okay. Alpha, how can I zoom to see more of the chart? Oh, I only have half the chart on right now. So there we go, folks. We are synced up. Everything looks correct. But for anybody who's interested, every week, oh look, and here's the archives. Never changed for, I mean, since 2011, we've been using a swing 8. Excuse me. Oh, how did that just slip out there? Oh, swing 8. And then there's December. So yeah, I mean, we have ES5 and 3, crude, gold, DAX, Dow, NASDAQ 1 minute, some forex thingamajiggies. And then we also have all of that for the previous day, for Wednesday as well. So enough of that. So we know we're all set. So this is the product we're talking about, TachEon TimeWarp. And basically what it does is with 12,000 lines of code that are running in the background, and the fact that NinjaTrader is just, I mean, I love NinjaTrader. I mean, some people would beg to differ, but I love it. I think it's a super robust platform. I actually like that it's not cloud-based for some reason. I don't know. You can always get a server and you can make it feel cloud-based or actually be cloud-based. Not actually. Anyway, the software goes back and it looks for swing points in the market that you're currently looking at, and it projects those swing points out into the future. So if there's enough overlap on any particular day, there's a little bit of a black box. Michael and Ron, it's proprietary stuff. They're not going to tell us exactly how it works. All I know is it's not woo-woo. It's not like some spirit guide something or other. It's code, it's historical data, and it works. It absolutely works. I mean, there's probably, how many customers are there now, Dave? 3,000? 2,000? There's a lot of customers. A lot of people have bought this software, and there's still five-star reviews. I never actually really concentrate on this much, but I'm just going to show it real quick. I actually wrote one of these reviews right here, way back when I was not working with Back to the Future at all. So 4.9 stars out of 86, and like these are real people. I mean, I just saw Steven on a webinar the other day. I'm pretty sure. Yep. Oh look, there's Weston. Nice. Awesome, Weston. I like that. I don't know what the review says, but it says 5 stars. I know that this person is a real person. 100%. Yep, I know that's a real person. I know that's a real person. I mean, I don't know all of these customers. Tom? Yeah, and on and on and on. And only like 0.1% people are actually going to write a review. By the way, if anybody's using the software and it's been, I mean, just whatever, anybody who has it, freaking get on Trustpilot and write back to the future a review. It'll help them out. So yeah, it's an awesome piece of software, I'll just tell you. So the whole idea that the market isn't random, it's I don't see how it could be random when there's people that absolutely crush it. And usually the people that don't make money, it's for psychological reasons. Like moving stop losses too wide, or you know, if you get a system down, especially with TachEon TimeWarp, you can make some money. You can make a living. Hypothetically speaking, of course. Do not sue me for trying to. Anyway, here's the little graphic for that. So we're gonna go over. Let's get rid of that. I'm sick of talking about it. Let me see what. Wow, look at all this audience participation. This is awesome. Hold on a second, everybody. Alpha, how to zoom in to see more of the chart? Well, that's up to me. I don't know what's going on with your computer. I mean, this is all I can do. I mean, I can squeeze that far. Try to help install. Oh, really, Richard? Well, send me a Skype message. I can help you out. Maybe there's something's getting lost in the ether. You haven't installed it yet? Oh yeah, maybe. I don't know. But there's my Skype, Jacob Royall. You just find me on Skype, and I'll get you all loaded up there. Okay. So what are we gonna do? What do you want to do? I got some cool stuff that I might want to show you guys. I've really been getting back into my opening range theory. Today was a really good day. A very good example of how amazing this opening range theory thing is that I've come up with. I mean, it's not like it's a one of a kind idea, but maybe it is. I don't know. It can't be. It can't be because it's too regular. So before we even get into the signals, I just want to show you folks this. I haven't showed anybody this on a webinar in quite some time. So I'm going to go to indicators. Well, here's the open. This is all Eastern Standard Time. Here's the open. Bam. Okay, I'm going to give a little bit more margin here while we are at it. I kind of have I have some energy to be on this webinar for a while, so I'm just going to take my time. I'm not going to try to rush out of this one. For some reason, I'm in a mood to share. Right side margin 200. Okay, there we go. So market open is 9:30 a.m. on that line right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to load. This is a free indicator on the NinjaTrader ecosystem. I love going on there. If you haven't been on the NinjaTrader ecosystem, I highly recommend checking it out. There's a bunch of cool stuff, all for free, that fellow NinjaTrader people have created that you can download. And I mean, I've yet to get a bug from downloading anybody's code. So we're going to load up the opening range indicator. So with the opening range indicator, hopefully everybody can see that. You don't even need this, really. Basically, all it does is it plots the high and the low and the middle of the first 15 minutes of market action. So from 9:30 a.m. to 9:45 a.m., it's going to put big fat black lines at the high, the middle, and the low. So we'll just load that up. And there you go. So that first 15 minutes is to here. So that chunk of time right there, this chunk of time right here dictates to me how the rest of the day will react to support and resistance. I mean, You can use swings and you can use consolidation areas and everything, but that takes a lot of thinking and trusting yourself that you got it right. You know, it's like, oh well, yeah. Here's a low. Yeah, we'll make it this one. Oh, like, oh yeah. Next time we get a pullback to here. Oh no, next time we get a pullback to here. Well, I guess that's maybe a high, and we'll call that one. So I don't want to have to think about all that. And I get the genesis of this idea, or the inspiration for this idea, is also from Back to the Future, from a different trading style, another piece of software that they have. But this ain't no software. This is just a drawing tool. So I'm just going to load up this thing called what I call GAN octaves. So WD GAN. I just named it after GAN octaves. And all it is a billion Fibonacci levels that are all evenly spaced. Apply. Okay. So again, this is the high. This is the middle. This is the low of the opening range. Pretty simple. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this. It's just a separator tool, really. It's a way to make standard deviations, if you will. So I'm going to zoom in. And obviously you can only do this after 15 minutes of market action has transpired. So we'll put that, it's kind of hard to see on the 3-minute chart. I actually haven't looked at this on the ES. I'm like, oh yeah, it works pretty good today. I was looking, I don't trade the ES. So this, I don't know, this is cool for me. Like, let's check out and see if it works on the ES. So we're gonna put the bottom on the bottom, and then all we're gonna do is just split this up into 4 equal sections. So 1, 2, 3, 4 sections. So here's the 50% line. So this is the middle. This is the high. This is the low. And then all we're doing is just slapping another one between. So a middle of the middle and a middle of the middle. Does that make sense? Yes? I know it's because it's a 3-minute chart. That's why. So if we just real quick switch to a 5-minute, we'll see it. So this stays a little interesting because the low happened to be right when the market opened. So this is actually the low. At least that's what it looks like on the, yeah, this is what it looks like on the 5-minute ES. I'll show you what it looks like on the NASDAQ because I'm used to looking at that. Actually makes a little bit more sense today on the NASDAQ, so. Oops. Come on. There we go. Okay, so yeah, on the NASDAQ, we can see it very clearly. Just hold on, people. I'm zooming in. Here's F7. 930 is the market open. And we have the first 15 minutes to here. So there's your high. There's your middle. And then you can zoom way in and see your low right there, which happens to be right where the market opened. Whoa, okay, that's pretty cool. Open, and then 15 minutes later, it comes right back to the tick of where the market opened. I mean, maybe like a tick or two off. Wow, that's cool. Actually never noticed that before. So does that make sense to everybody, how we're splitting that up? And then once that's done, you can just lock that and you're good for the rest of the day. But we're looking at the ES because we actually don't have NASDAQ 5-minute projections. For some reason, Michael and Ron don't want to give those away for free. So just think about that for a second and let me know what you think, why that might be. So let's go back to the ES. 323. Before I move on, I just want to make sure that's making sense to everybody. I'm actually really proud of this opening range thing that I came up with. It's once you start using it day after day, it's a little freaky how well it works as support and resistance. And you can use it, well, how I use it, why can't I get rid of that? How I use it is in conjunction, oh, I just deleted it, you little stinker. In conjunction with the warp dots and the patterns. So, well, look, now you get to see me draw it again because I accidentally deleted it. So we're just going to use a fib tool. We're going to load up the GAN octaves template, load, GAN octaves, load. Okay. So send me a Skype message, and not an email because I'm just not doing emails lately. And I can send you the file for this so you don't have to do all this by hand. Save you a lot of time. Jake Royall, Jakeroyall. Skype. Okay, so there we go. So now we're all split up. And let's just say we didn't trade the first 15 minutes because we're, oh my God, there it goes again. Stinking little, you know what I wish that there was on NinjaTrader is an undo button. Too hard, apparently. Too hard for them to do an undo button. Template, load, octaves, load. Okay. Third time's a charm. Third time's a charm. I'm gonna look at the questions here in a second too. All right, that looks pretty good. Now I'll lock it so I don't delete it again. Lock. I just made these, Larry. I mean, it's just like a series of Fibonacci, like, what is it, like 33.33, 66.66, 99.99, and on and on and on and on and on. I believe I used thirds. Let's see, can't remember. Yeah. I mean, it was kind of a pain getting all that done. And then I had like a NinjaTrader reset or something, and I didn't have a backup file. Then I had to do it all over again. Carl, there's the opening ranges times. Yes, 9:30 to 9:45. Yep. For a long time, I was using the first 10 minutes, but I've been having much better results with the first 15 minutes. I mean, how many people trade? You know, a lot of people trade the 15-minute chart. That first 15-minute candle really is. I mean, we could switch real quick right now, just to the 15-minute ES, and just come in here and see that that is. So our open, and then the end of our 15-minute candle. Well, yeah, it would be this open. Well, yeah, I mean, it's, yeah, I don't know. The ES is not, it's not looking as pretty as the NASDAQ as far as showing you guys the opening range here. ES 5-minute, right? We have ES 5-minute on the website, I believe, right? The ES 5-minute times. Yes, we do. We do. We have the ES 5-minute and 3-minute, right? Whoa, my dog never barks like that. I wonder if there's somebody here. Oh, maybe Gardner. Okay, so 1 second. 9:30 on the close. Yeah, I mean, it starts the opening range indicator starts measuring it as soon as the market opens, and then it times out at exactly 15 minutes. So, and you know what? I think I still have it up. Here, let me, I'm gonna post, one sec. I'll find it, and I'll just post the opening range indicator in the chat. So y'all ain't asking me for it later. Opening range, 19, I think it's this one. I think it's this one, let's see. Conversion open range, I think it's this one. Geez, I don't know. Either that or it's this one, 2012. Did the one that I sent, yeah? No, it can't be that one. I don't know. If you go on the user app share, but here, I'm just gonna, I don't know if this is the exact one, but you know, same difference. I'm gonna post it in the chat right now, a link to it. There we go. Opening range free. Bam, okay. All right, everybody's on the same page? Man, that is a stupid looking pattern 5, if I ever saw one based on that arrow. I wonder how well it works on the ES without. Let me just show you a couple more things here about this. So we have that first section, then we have the next section. And then you can see if you take this same width, see, it doesn't work quite as good on the ES. Well, yeah, it does. Yeah. I mean, that's one full standard deviation that it pulled. Yeah, this is just what the NASDAQ did. So there's the whole opening range distance. Let's see what that is. 59 ES ticks. And if we take that and we drag it down, happens to be like to the tick right to that 59 ticks once we broke out here. And then we come back up. I mean, this, yeah, it makes it pretty obvious. Pretty obvious something's going on here. Bottom of the opening range. And then it breaks out. I actually have no idea what the ES even looks like. Consolidates here on the lower half. Tries to break out here, doesn't happen. Bounces right off the top. Yeah, like I see this all the time. Can't get through the middle. Consolidates perfectly right here. Bam, right into a pattern 2. Comes back down, blasts right through the middle, then rejects off the bottom again. And you can see how it's like consolidates trying to get through. I mean, this happens all the time. It's not like nothing that odd about this. So yeah, that's quite a strange pattern 5. I'm surprised that it didn't put an arrow here. So one of the ways that you can trade this is, I'll just find one that absolutely works. Real quick, I'll cherry pick. I mean, it's not that hard. So this pattern 2 means down. That dot's like really far away. Oh, it's because I'm set for the NASDAQ. So pattern 2 means down. All blue dots they start out as selling pressure signals. Unless we make a lower low before that blue dot, then we're assuming that the price is going to start going to the downside. So one way that we can trade this is, now this candle here This is our signal candle right there. This candle here happened to close right on the standard deviation line. So the idea is to trade a pullback to the standard deviation line above where that candle closes. So in this case, I mean, I guess, yeah, it does. That candle does indeed close below. So we'll be looking for a pullback to that line. I like it better when there's a, see with the ES, we might need to split this into 5. I really don't know about the ES. Oh, and another thing that I'm doing is I'm using the candle shorter time frame overlay, which we can do. We can check that out on the ES. That might really work well. Do you guys want me to see me do that again? Because that's honestly how I'm trading. I'm not going to show you everything that I'm doing. It'd be too long of a webinar. But I mean, for the most part though, so let's just do it. You know what? Screw it. So I'm going to go into data series and I'm going to add ES323 and I'm going to do, I guess 30, we can still do 30 days. And then I'm going to make seconds and I'm going to do 150 seconds, which is half of 5 minutes. And then we will apply to the same panel. Hold on to your britches. I want to see some people trade this on the ES and let me know how it works. Okay, it's loading. Hopefully I can see it says loading up there. Uh-oh, doesn't usually take this long. Yes, it worked. Okay, so let me just show you what we have going on here. So what we have here is a way to enter trades sooner than having to wait all the way till the next 5-minute bar. So here's that trade we were looking at. The 150 seconds are the more colorful bars, if you will, the orange and turquoise. So in this case, yeah, I mean, it's still either way, it doesn't pull back all the way. And then another thing that we can do, this is what I do. I go into data series and I'll actually make these 5-minute bars more ghost-like. I mean, you can actually just get rid of them altogether. You can just make them transparent. This is probably how I would recommend starting out with this. Transparent, transparent, apply. And we'll just make that a little smaller. Countabali outline, we'll make that a 2. See what that looks like. There we go. I still want to see where the wicks are because that helps me determine if we got pattern 4 or 5s. So here at this 1025, that's a pattern 2. The nearest low is over here. So definitely a pattern 2. So yeah, I mean, in this case, we pull back like right at the same time, basically. Let me see if I can find an area. Yeah, well, it's like say we didn't enter until this bar. So it's still a short window. So we know that we're only allowed to short in this window, unless we're using splits, and that's a whole other thing. So because this candle closes below this standard deviation line, we're going to want to pull back to the standard deviation line right above it. And then we can have a target 1 and a target 2. And then you can place your stop loss either 1 standard deviation line or 1.5 or 2. It all depends on how your market works, how your particular market and time frame work with the opening range of that market. So for the NASDAQ, I do a standard deviation target plus a half standard deviation. And then my stop loss is a standard deviation plus 30%. So I don't know what the best settings are for ES, but that's the general idea. And then same thing for long. So let's find a white dot. White dots are So it's calling this a pattern 5. That's just simply not a pattern 5 as far as I'm concerned. Unless we would have gotten an arrow on this candle. We didn't. So I'll call this white dot a pattern 1. Guaranteed that I would have called this a pattern 1 trading live. There's no way. There's no way. So, I mean, it could be that the ES does not require such, that actually makes a lot of sense. The ES isn't going to require such sensitive pattern definition. Oh, that's still on a 4. Wow. Let's try a 5. I'm fully aware that half of you are probably completely lost, and that's fine. So whatever, we'll make that a 5. If this is a pattern 1, which I believe it is, I don't trust that that's a. Anyway, I can't speak more on that. So at our white dot time at 9:50, we're going to be looking for longs. Our candle closes right here. So because we're looking for longs, I want to pull back to the standard deviation line below wherever that candle closes. And I want to target at least here. And I'd probably have my stop halfway. I mean, with the ES 5-minute, I don't know. I mean, that's a lot of ticks on the ES, man. Oh, no, it's not. That's only 15. That's not out of control at all. That's actually nice. That's not bad at all, right? 15? Yeah, that's actually pretty nice. So you could have your stop halfway, or, you know, if you have it halfway, then you'd probably want, maybe you might, so you can get a 1-to-1, you might want your target up here. So we'll see if, like, just barely touch right here. Just for training purposes, we'll say that order does get filled. Now we want to target 1 right here. And we'll just say we're using 1 position, and then we get filled. And we actually would have gotten filled if we used a target and a half as well. Oh man, or 2. So it's really beneficial to learn how to call these patterns yourselves without the software doing it for you, because the software can only look at what it can look at. I mean, it can only call patterns so fast, especially on a 5-minute chart, because even on a swing strength 1 definer, it's still going to take a while for it to know if the market has actually swung. But anytime I see the price move down like this, down into a white dot, I mean, we moved from, by the time that wick finishes, 73 ES ticks from the high of this selling window, which was here, at 9:05 to 9:50, we moved down 73 ticks to 9:50. So because of that downward movement, I'm gonna lean towards calling a white dot what it starts out as, which is a buying signal. So white dots are buying signals, blue dots are selling signals. We went over this one. Let's look at another. So that would have definitely been T1. And then you can split these windows up too. I'll just show you real quick. I don't usually do this, any of this stuff on webinars, but you can split these up into thirds. But then you got to be able to know how to call your patterns, you know. And then there's different things that you can do to mitigate losses as well. So here we go. Here's a very obvious pattern 1 at 11:35, white dot. That means buying time. Yeah, this is a good example. Actually, some pretty good examples on this. Because we have that extra granularity of using 150-second candles to confirm our entry and our close above or below these lines, it makes it so your entries are just so much better than using 5 minutes. So here's a pattern 1. I'm not caring about the close above or below the open price line with this trading method, but we do our candle closes here. So that means we need to pull back to the deviation line underneath that. And then we'll need we'll want to target 1. And then I'd probably have my stop loss midway between. So we don't get filled and we get filled, and we might have gotten stopped out and filled at the same time there, but that's the idea. I mean, I don't know, with the 5-minute, you might want 2 standard deviations. And then I just wanted to show this real quick. I'm not going to get much more into detail, and then we're going to just look at some signals from signal to signal. So that's a basic overview. If you guys want to, if you're interested in this and want to learn it, just shoot me a Skype, and you can book an hour or 2 through the Back to the Future website. Oh, here's a really good example of a pattern. Pattern 2. Let's see what it's calling it. It's calling it a pattern 2. So you could call that a pattern 4. I don't know. That's pretty close, but the software is calling it a pattern 2. So because it's a pattern 2, blue dot, we're looking for sells only. So our candle closes here. So that means we're looking to pull back to this line. That doesn't happen. Then we close below this line. That means we're looking for pullbacks to that line and a target to either the line below, or maybe we find that after our back testing of the ES 5-minute that we actually need 2 standard deviations. So maybe we want 1 target at T1 and then move stops to break even, and then the other target at 2 lines down. I don't know. So we get filled there and like almost get hit on the T1. So it's definitely a different way of trading. It works really well on certain instruments, splits, but that's just food for thought. So yeah, no HMA on here right now. So you can use an HMA with this method or not. Let me duplicate this chart. And in fact, if you're gonna use just signal to signal, and then you can also confirm with the open price lines. So maybe you only short if you get a close below the open price line on a pattern 2. And then you still look for that pullback. I never look at the ES. I don't like it. Let's do, wait, is the 3-minute on there too? Probably. Let's just look at what the ES does. I really have no idea. Let's delete all drawing tools. Oh, you're not going to delete that because I locked it. Unlock you. Delete. Delete. Yes. So simply, let's see how today would have worked out if we're trading the method that I usually teach on the webinar. So like, I don't even know what my, let me get my standard Fibonacci tool back out. Load RVR 1-to-1, 2-to-1. There it is. There we go. Let's make that standard. Save as default. Yes. Okay. So yeah, definitely get in touch with me if you want to learn more about what I just showed you. I basically just want to show that there's so many ways to trade these signals, and a lot of the ways work. So let's see, market opens here at 9:30, and we get a puncture trade right here. Oh, see, like I don't even know if the ES, why am I looking at the damn ES? I don't even know if the ES is best at this 0.75 or what. So I don't know, I guess we could just try keeping it that way. So that would be a loss then. This one we never get a close below. There we get a close below. Close above. Yeah, I don't know. What sucks, because you know what sucks about these webinars and me doing is like I don't trade the NASDAQ 1 minute and I don't trade any of the other instruments. I trade the NASDAQ 3 and 5, and neither of those charts are on the forecasts. Now we can also just do signal to signal. I mean, I'm not making that up. We can just try that. Let's go back and let's just get rid of all patterns. Let's go from super complex to super simple. I'm going to get rid of patterns because you also don't need any of this stuff. Like if you just get the software and then you do dots only, blue selling, white buying, and then we'll do standard, which is right out of the box 1.5. Let's make sure that this is correct. 8, 7, 14. That should be good. And then as soon as the signal candle closes, we're going to enter in the direction of the signal. White dot means up, blue dot means down. So we'll do without an HMA at first and just see. So we enter here and we exit there. 7 ticks. If we hit any of these dotted lines, then that means we get stopped out. So blue dot, sell, exit, 49 ticks. 11:35, buy, exit, not stopped out. 12:35, sell, stopped out. Puncture, loss of 2. Buy, exit, sell, exit, buy, exit. And by the way, I would shoot for a tick goal and then be done trading for the day, because oftentimes you'll make money with following these signals, and then something will happen and then it'll get taken away. So find out what your tick goal is. Buy, sell. Sorry, sell, exit. Buy, exit. So I mean, super simple. We're not even using an HMA. I don't know. Let's see if we would have made any money. I have no idea. So we'll do 7 plus 49 plus 22 plus 24 plus 52, enter, minus 15, minus 6, minus 36, minus 2, minus 32. 63 ES ticks times 12, 50, $787. Your mama could trade that system. You don't need any of those candles. You don't need any of the horizontal lines. I mean, yeah, I can't psychologically handle it, but a lot of people probably could, you know. What else do we have on that website? Do we have oh, well, let's look at the previous day. Let's look at both days. So these times were on the website, and this is the simplest way, the most basic out of the box way to trade these signals, because, you know, that's where they're coming from. They're coming from swings in the past. So 9:30, this is the previous day. So this is Wednesday. And remember, if we hit this blue line up here, we're stopped out. So we're going to sell. So that's profit of 7 ticks. And then this is still no HMA, no EMA, no nothing. So we're going to buy, and holy criminy, the banks did not show up for that run, minus 47. However, there's a thing called a stop puncture trade, SPT trade, I call them. So if we get stopped out and the price and the candle closes below, which it absolutely does, both candles, closes below that stop line, then we can enter at the close of that candle that closes below. We can enter a short. So it's a stop and reverse trade, if you will, in a sense. So we're like, okay, well, screw that. Let's go the other way. Bam. 139 ES ticks. Can you hold on to your trade that long? Oh, look at that. 1220. Sell. 51. 105. Buy. Loss of 13. Sell. Break even. Buy. 120. Exit. 205. 205. Sell. Hot damn. 29. I hope you folks can tell that I really didn't look at this. I was like, oh, I wonder what instrument I should use so it looks good and my job's easy. I have no idea. And buy and stopped out, but then we can use that same theory and we could trade till 415, right? I mean, a lot of people trade till 415. And then this candle, as we can see, I'll zoom in. This candle does indeed close below the dot price line. This is the dot price line. This is the open price line. Our 5-minute candle and our 150-second candle both close below. So we're shorting this thing. Stop and reverse. Screw it. We're going short. And 415, where's 415? 16, 15. Right there. 30. All right, let's do that. So it was like 780 bucks or so minus commissions. Not too many trades either. 780 bucks on the previous day. I mean, this is also the beauty of TachEon TimeWarp. I mean, it's as simple as you want to make it and as complex as you want to make it. And that's one of the reasons I wanted to show. I mean, that wasn't even as complex as I can get with that system I was showing you all before. You still need to add splits in there and plan Bs and all sorts of other things. But that's how I like to trade. And you know, if I could trade like this, if I was a robot, freaking great. You could hire somebody maybe to do this for you. Did I get to 9:30? Yeah. So we're just doing from the open. I'm not cherry picking pre-market or anything or post-market. We're just doing the trading day here. So there we go. There's our wins and losses. Let's get the calculator out. So we had like what, 787 before. Somebody remember that? We'll just call it 800 bucks. Call it 750. So clear. And then we're going to do all the wins first. 7 plus 139 plus 51 plus 33, 29, 30. Hot damn. Minus 26 minus 13. And then minus, what's that behind there? 47. 203 ES ticks, holy, times 1250. 2,537 plus 787 equals $3,324 if you got cojones of steel and you can hold your trades that long. And let me just tell you, this is not odd. This is TachEon TimeWarp. This is why it costs money for this indicator, because it's a work of genius that these guys pulled off here with this software. It's the best-selling product on the whole website by far. Swing 8, 714. Yep. Thanks, Daniel. Talk to you later. Sweet. Not too many questions. Awesome. Yeah. So like again, I wanted to go through a complex system and just show like how if you want to be creative with this software, there's ways to do it. If you want to just trade it like this, do it. You know, maybe just use a couple micros. Trade the ES like this. I mean, man, even with one micro in 2 days, that would have been 330 bucks. 2 micros, 660. 4 micros, you know, now we're talking like that's 600 bucks a day on average for just those 2 days. Let's see here. And then, you know, if you want, you can add, let's see if it would have made a difference. with an HMA on there. Let's go into TachEon TimeWarp and let's add an HMA. Moving average type. We can do that right in the indicator. HMA. I want to start with a 21 whole moving average. Apply. So if the HMA is blue, then we can, so it's we have one filter. Blue HMA, we can only short. White HMA, we can only go long. So let's see what we got here. So 930. Yep, that trade would have been the same. This trade, oh, interesting. This trade, we would not have been able to go long here. HMA is blue. So we would get rid of this loss. And then we would be able to take this stop puncture. We would definitely be taking that short because our HMA is blue. Let's see. Yep, this trade wouldn't have made much difference. You could enter there. Let's make sure your HMA is blue. This loss wouldn't have happened because our HMA is blue, and that's a buy signal. This is a buy signal. White dot. Blue HMA. Okay. This sell would have been the same. And let's see. This buy would not have been able to happen until, let's see, make sure we're accurate here. Our HMA is still blue, still blue, still blue. Turns white here. Oh, nice. Wouldn't have made much of a difference. Turns white there. And our HMA right now is attached to our 5-minute data series, not our 150-second data series. So there we go. And this sell, we would not have been allowed to enter until our HMA is closed blue, which happens here at the close of that candle, right there. And we hold that. This long, ops not allowed to be in that long. Our HMA is blue, very simple. Then we get a stop puncture right here. Let me zoom in there for you. Stop puncture, HMA is blue, short it. Bam, and we close at 4:15. So this day, using an HMA filter, if I'm gonna use a moving average, I only use HMAs. The GAN tool, yeah, that's it's just a way to split the chart up evenly with using a Fibonacci retracement tool. But Roger, you send me a Skype, Jake Royall, JakeRoyall at Skype, and my contact info on Skype, it's in the chat if you scroll up. So I think this would have made today even better, right? Way better. Geez, 7 plus 139, 47, 17, 14, 30. Oh my God, no losses. Is that right? Yeah. That ain't chance, people. Shoot. Times 1250. 3,100 bucks. Okay, let's use the HMA filter on today. And remember, these times, I'm not cherry picking these times, peoples. These times were posted on the website. Okay, let's go through these signal by signal with the HMA filter. Market opens here. Oh, did I not? I didn't count this loss. I should have counted that loss before. So we can take, where's our candle close? We're gonna have to take 59 ticks off of today's win. So 59. Glad I caught that. 59 times 1250. 737. So today would have been a break even if you did not use the HMA and you used punctures. So even with the HMA, you're taking that puncture, and this is 1.5. We just make sure these dotted lines, these dot price lines, they are, the distance is based off of the average true range of the past 7 candles, oops, times 1.5. So the last 7 candles, 7 5-minute candles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oops, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So those 7 5-minute candles. And just by the way, the dot price line, the first signal's dot price line of the because we're looking at pre-market ATR, this signal is divided up by market open and pre-market. So it's hard for me to trust these dot price line stop puncture trades within that first signal of the market, because the ATR is like, it doesn't seem as real to me because it's using this pre-market stuff. You know, like here for this, you know, look how far away this one is, which is, I can easily, I don't know, it might have been a stop puncture anyway. Yeah, it might have been anyway, but whatever, we'll call that a loss. And then we're not allowed to go, oh no, we would be allowed to go long here. Yep, we would have still long that. And then we would have still shorted this, still blue HMA. And then we would not have long this blue HMA. Nope, not until here. Close there. I'll get a break even on that one. We would not have shorted there. We would have had to wait for the HMA to short this candle here. HMA confirms blue here. Close that 5-minute bar and that 150 seconds, actually both right there. And then stop there. And then our stop puncture, yep, that would have been legit. That long is allowed. 24, yes. This short is not allowed. Not until the close of this candle. Our HMA turns blue. And loss. That's allowed. This one we're not allowed to enter until right here. There we go. And then this one we're not allowed to enter. That's a long signal with the blue HMA. And then 410, I'm not taking another trade after that. So it looks like this day might end up being worse with the HMA, but the other day was better. So that's something that y'all have to back test for yourself and your instrument and, you know, whatever. Let's see. Oh yeah, substantially worse with the HMA. And you'll notice that let's see what both of the days would have been though. 7, 49, 1, 24, right? 81 minus 6, 44, 2, 37, 59. So minus 67 times, but it's all about day after day after day, times 12, 50. So 837, and then our previous total, what was it? 31, 254, so 3175. Clear. 3175 minus 837. So 2338. So it actually ends up being about the same, right? No, a little less when you take both days into consideration if you're using an HMA. And that's just this HMA. I don't know if the 21 HMA is the best one to use on the NASDAQ 5-minute. But we can, I'll show you one more method real quick. Let's clear all drawing tools. This is the other method that I use often. Again, I have no idea how well this is going to work on the ES. So at 10:25, we're not using patterns. We're just using blue dots. and blue HMAs. Okay, so here is our 1025 blue dot. This is a selling signal. Down, price go down. We have a blue HMA. We have a blue open price line. All we need is a 150-second candle to close below this open price line, and we can market short it. Let's see if that happens. Not quite. Bam, there we go. So that is our sell signal candle. And then we're gonna enter short like this. Our stop's gonna go 15, well, it wouldn't be 15 ticks on the ES. I don't know, it'd be 5 ticks or so, probably above the wick. Our target 1 is gonna be here. Our target 2 will be here, and we'll have a runner position that we can just let go. So we're entering 3 positions. Our entry is here. And like I said, our stops are here. As soon as we hit target 1, we're gonna move. So we have 3 stops. They're all offset by a few ticks from that wick. We hit target 1. Now we're gonna move our remaining stops, which are 2, to break even. That stop's gone. We hit T1, 16, and now we're stopped at break even. So we're done with that trade. And then you just do the same thing for longs. For longs, you would need, oh, this is a good example here, actually. 950, oh my God, where'd you go? 950. We have a white HMA. And as soon as our next candle closes, we close above the open price line. We're above the open price line. Our HMA is still white at this point, and we have a white dot. So we'll have a small risk on this one. And we'll see if we can hit target 1 and 2. And I don't know, we might have hit target 1 before, I don't know. Let's see if that's 5 ticks away. 7, yeah, we might have been stopped out on that one. But that's the basic idea. And you can do that with or without an HMA. And you, instead of using the smaller time frame candles, you can just use the 5-minute candles. So like in that case, well, that would have been basically about the same. But those are the 3 methods that I know best. I just want to find an example of a pattern of a white dot that works. So here, our HMA is white. We need to close above the open price line. We have a white dot for buying. So that would be this candle, buy. Looking for target 1, there's target 1, 2 stops move to break even, there's target 2. And then we have a blue dot. And then our HMA turns blue here, but we have an up bar, so we need a down bar. That doesn't happen. So that's the basic idea. But feel free to check out the other webinars that I've done. I go into a lot more detail with this, with the 2 target and the runner strategy. A lot more detail. There's no need for me to go into it now because I've taught it like probably 10 times on other webinars. Even got spreadsheets out and everything to tally up the results. And I don't think I've ever done that and had a 2 days in a row of losses. I think pretty much every time I've done it, there've been successful days. Let me see if there's any other questions. Yeah, that's a good question, actually, Carl. I was going to mention that. So instead of the HMA being on this attached to the 5-minute, if you go into indicators and you add TachEon, color MAs, and you can find a free version of this. I'm sure there's got to be something on the NinjaTrader ecosystem. And this is also a free indicator. I don't know where to get it. Maybe Dave knows, maybe Rachel knows, but I mean, a lot of you probably already have it. It's just TachEon color and moving averages, or you can also find it on the ecosystem from somebody else probably made it too. Nothing crazy. So, but with this is we're gonna, instead of attaching the color and moving averages, the whole moving average to the 5-minute chart, we're gonna attach it to the 150 seconds. So we have a lot more, what's the word I'm looking for? Great, that's also more granularity. It's gonna be faster responding. So we'll make that to the 150. Okay. And I'll be able to see the difference. Oh, actually, you know what? Let me make that smaller so we can really see which one is which. So we'll make this a 1 or a 2. See what that looks like. And also, like the crossovers can be really cool, really nice to trade. Actually, I've been noticing that just this week. They're both 21 whole moving averages, but one is the 5-minute and one is the half of the 5-minute, which is the 150-second. So you can trade those crossovers. So here we're in a buying window. We get that crossover happening here, then you would be allowed to go long. Or better yet, I would just even get rid of the 5-minute, and actually I would rather use the 150-second because that's our entry. I mean, we don't really even need the 5-minute candles. You can just get rid of those, make everything transparent if the chart's too confusing, and transparent. But this is where the TachEon TimeWarp is looking at the 5-minute data series still to figure out where to put the dots. So now we have the 150-second only. See if I can make those candles a little bit bigger. And they need some fatness. Bar width, let's do an 8. Here we go. And let's get rid of the 5-minute HMA. Actually. And we'll just say none. Okay. There we go. Man, look how nice that looks. Oh, I like that. I like the way that looks. Ooh, maybe we should try. I almost feel like just testing this day again, just signal to signal with this HMA instead. We'll have 3 different tests. Let's delete all drawing tools, and then we'll probably call it done. Remove all drawing objects, yes. So what day is this? This is today. Today was a little bit more painful than yesterday with a dot to dot. So same annoying loss no matter what if you're doing this stop puncture trade in the beginning of the day. So we'll handicap ourselves and just take that again. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be any better. Taking that, yes. So we're allowed. Don't care about the open price lines with this dot to dot. Yes. Let's see. Yes. White, white. Blue is here. Bottom. Yeah, it's just a rough. It was a rough with trading dot to dot. No matter what you do. Here, oh man, make a bunch of it back there. Not allowed to trade there. Shorting here. Oh, nope, you're done. Let's see if that made any difference. No, still doesn't look great for dot to dot. 59.29. Yeah, that's worse. I don't even need to do the math to see that that's worse. I highly recommend playing around with splits. I can't trade without them anymore. Split the signals into thirds and then learn how to call your patterns. Pattern 4, pattern 5, pattern 4. Highly recommend using patterns. Remember, we're just doing dot to dot. I don't trade dot to dot. 25 split. pattern 1, pattern 2, weird pattern 4. No, it's not. Price did come down. Nope, not a new low. Pattern 2. Like, and then, I mean, you could get a smaller time frame, get a 1 minute going on, just do dots, and then try to call the patterns, put these arrows on there, and then switch your chart to show patterns and see how many you got to be in alignment with what the software says. Pattern 1, split this. Pattern 2, pattern 5 because of this candle. So either way you slice it, it looks like we made money if we would have traded both of the forecasted days on the ES. Looks like $200 with 1 micro or $2,000 with 1 mini. And it seems from the 3 tests that we did, I mean, I barely even need to, we'd go look at the other day real quick while we're at it. But it seems like no HMA, dot to dot, is best. You know, like sometimes you get these. Man. Yeah, I'm just gonna eyeball it real quick. Lost now. Yeah, I mean, either way, this day just crushes it, especially with an HMA. Bam. No, yes, no, yes. It's a numbers game. It's a numbers game. But what it does is TachEon TimeWarp gives you these windows in time. Oh, I looked at the opening and Q3 minute, Richard, for sure. You want to look at it though, real quick? And then I think I'm running out of gas. Oh, I know what I need to do. I need to have, well, we'll let you guys all look at this here real quick here for, geez, I've already been yapping for an hour and a half. What am I looking at? ES3? I mean, NQ 30 minute. Three minute, you got to do 90 second. So here's a 3 minute dots with 90 second bars. That's the simplest way to do it. 3 minute dots, 90 second bars. There's the first fifth, there's the open. Right there. You folks look at that for a second while I gotta mute myself for a second and have some protein powder real quick. 1 sec. That's a good question, Luke. Yeah, I can't show. Nobody would be able to make sense out of unless you understood the Gann octaves perfectly and splits and whatnot. It's pointless to show the trades that I took today or yesterday or the day before, because all I'm doing now is just trading those Gann octaves. I'm gonna mix my drink. All right, please stand by. Please stand by. Plus, like, I don't usually get like this, like protective of my trading strategy, but I mean, honestly, like I've been trading with these chart overlays on the 3 and the 5 and the splits and the Gann octaves. Like I'm a little protective of wanting to show it. Like that's how, and yeah, with the splits, man, like it's kind of preposterous how well it works. I have, like I have a certain stop offset also that I use for NASDAQ because I know NASDAQ so well. Like if somebody said, hey, you got to trade the Russell or the Dow or the ES and that's all you can trade anymore. Well, I would study the hell out of it, and eventually I'd figure out how far to put my stop and my plan B. So that's another thing. Like I'm not going to go over plan B's, plan B limit orders. Some of you who have a certain other piece of software from Back to the Future will know what I mean when I say plan B. But I have this thing that I made to tell me how far away to put my stop loss and not my stop loss, my plan B. So like to show the trades that I actually took today. Yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of pointless. What did you want to look at with the NASDAQ 3? Well, I mean, if you simply use the Royal Warp method, as I call it, well, this would be the stop puncture trade. That's white HMA, 906 stop puncture. And then you'd be back here. Man, it just works so much damn better on the NASDAQ, dude. That's a close below open price line. And let's see, our HMA turns white. Oh, it's annoying, stinking HMA. I just don't know about it. I just don't know about the HMA anymore because of this. This is why I don't know about the HMA anymore, because the HMA doesn't turn white and stay white until here. Now, as this candle is forming, you'll see that. Just look down here. You'll see that HMA flickering as this candle is about to close, but it won't close white until here, which means that you have to then do that. So, and then no trade allowed, not till here. Oh, looks like that hits. Pretty close. Not technically though. Close but no cigars. But it doesn't stop. Oh, that's all good though, because it doesn't stop me out. I always have a 15 tick pad when trading the NASDAQ 3-minute or the NASDAQ 5-minute. I mean, that's only 3 ticks, so that would not have stopped me out. I always drag one of these around with me if I am going to trade this method. Oops, geez. 15 ticks. That's 17. 15. And I'll drag one of these. So my stop pad is right there. So all 3 of my stop would be actually up here. And then we do hit target 1, even if we're using HMAs. So your entry would be here, target 1. And we don't get stopped out at break even. We hit target 2 right here. And the runner to here. This candle closes above. Target 1, target 2, no stop, break even. Ching, 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 ching. And stop, break even on the runner. This one gets stopped out. But I'm only if I'm going to trade this method, I'm only going for 300-400 ticks, and then I'm done. I'm done for the day. So let's just see if we would have made 300 ticks by now. Here's our open. So we hit only one target there. There's 88. Target 1. Oh, you're done for the. Oh man, see, sometimes it's just so nice to trade just this method. I keep threatening to trade my pullback and the Gann octave method and this method at the same time, but it's too much on the brain to do both of them. Some days this works way better, and some days the octaves work way better. I'll tell you one thing though, if you're trying to qualify for an Apex account, the pullback limit order method with the Gann octaves and all that stuff works way better for Apex, because you don't have big draw ups and draw downs. You don't have to worry about that trailing drawdown. With this method, if we're trading a live, regular old personal account, would work fine if you stick with the rules. probably stopped out right about there. Oh, but right here, we're already at 300. Wait, 1, 2, 3. We're pretty much at 400 right here already. Done for the day. My brain's starting to hurt. 82 plus 82 plus 126 plus 88, 378. So I would have called that good. Anywhere between 350 and 400, done for the day. Go home, go away. Otherwise, you give 135 back by taking this stinking candle here. 135 times 3. There goes all your profits. But then you make them back. You know, now you're starting over. So you get your T1, you get your T2 right about here. Don't get stopped at break even, so we can take that all the way to here. Then we have a 1 and a 2. Then we have a, oh, this is also not using patterns. Is that a stop out? Let's see. We take our 15 tick tool, bring that down. Nope, not a stop out. Oops, let's make sure we're accurate. Not a stop out. Target 1. Don't move your stop to break even until this candle is done forming. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then move your stop to break even. Target 2. Stop break even on the other ones. You could take that stop puncture long and lose some money if you want. If you're into that kind of thing. You could lose 37 times 3. No close above the open price line there, so we're not going long. Up, you can take this one and lose some more money if you want. Plus, if you're back testing, don't forget you got to add that 15 ticks on. But I'm telling you, if you're trading the NASDAQ 3 or 5 and you made between 350 and 400 ticks, just stop. And then just figure out how to scale your account based on that. So here we got a stop puncture. Ding, 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 ding. It's target 1. Stop on break even. No close below, close above. And a white HMA. I have a feeling that's going to get stopped out. No, it didn't. Oh, damn, look at that. Bam. Does not stop at break even. Let's see. And bam, 90. I mean, this is the method that I actually like. I recommend for most people. Blue HMA. Close below. Man, that's a dinky little. Oh, look at that. Freaking crazy. It happens. 148. Bam. Bam. Did we get stopped to break even? Yes. Stopped to break even on the 3rd position. Da 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 da. Close below. No. Yes. Okay. Here we go. Closes above. White HMA. Remember, the white HMA is attached to the 90-second data series on the NASDAQ 3-minute. In case anybody just starts watching the webinar now. Indicators. TachEon TimeWarp. Call Dave. Dave's the person to call if you want to buy it. Calendar days 7/14. Oh, my stop offset isn't what I normally have. Oh, well, for the webinar, I always have it at 1.5. When I'm trading personally, I put it at 0.75. And then, sorry, our HMA is attached to the 90-second. So we go to indicators, TachEon color MAs, reach out to Rachel or Dave or somebody, and they'll figure out how to get you the color MAs. I've tried to send it to people, but it won't let me send it. But you just do that, and then you attach it to the 90-second. And the data series, the 3-minute data series, I just made the candles completely transparent. They're back there. You just can't see them. These are the 90-second candles. Let's see, does that go? Yeah, look at that. Made another target here. No shorting allowed till right here. Short. So we're entering on 90-second candles. Target 1 might have gotten stopped at break even. So take this one with a grain of salt, that second target, if you will. We definitely got stopped at break even here. So we did not make this runner. That runner did not happen. 930, 339, not allowed to go long. Oh, here we can short, check that out. Here's a nice puncture trade. No patterns, we're not using patterns. Dot to dot, it's actually probably the way to go. Dot to dot, use the HMA, 21 HMA attached to the 90-second data series. Does candle closes below. Target 1, target 2, start that. I'm starting to lose it now. 54.29 and 403, and we're done. So, I mean, even if you would have traded all day, it looks like you would have probably cleaned up with this method. Got a couple losses in there. Nasty loss, nasty little triple loss here of that. Let's just add this up just for fun. I mean, this method ain't no joke. It's a good method. I've had a lot of people email me just randomly saying that they're using this method and being profitable. So it just doesn't work that well with trying to qualify for Apex accounts, because you can have like these big unrealized, maybe it would work better with Apex accounts. I just thought about this right now. It would work better. Damn, I can't believe it took me so long to realize this. With Apex, if you're going to try to qualify for an Apex account with this method, don't use the runner position. Only use T1 and T2. Duh. Oh my God. I can't believe it took me so long to realize that. I kind of feel like trading that. Yeah. So, okay. So let's just add this up and then I'll get you all out of here. This won't take that long. Who can help me out with the calculator? Anybody? Trying to wake myself up for the rest of this meeting. Anybody? Anybody? Ted, just use micros. Don't use NASDAQ. If you don't have the capital to trade NASDAQ, use the MNQ, obviously. And then if you're using Apex, just to reiterate one more time, if you're trying to qualify for Apex, or if you've qualified for an Apex or any of the prop firms, they're all more or less the same with trailing drawdowns, just use T1 and T2. Yeah, I don't know, man. I've been on the fence for a while about that runner position, because you're risking a whole other, you're risking a whole loss for a runner in which you have no idea if it's going to be more than T2. And honestly, I'll see when they do happen, they're pretty awesome. But with Apex, you actually don't want a big runner that's unrealized profit. And then if it starts to come back against you and breaks you at even at break even, that actually hurts your chances of qualifying, because you had, say, $500 of unrealized profit. So it cuts right into your trailing drawdown pad. Wait for a stop and exit. I've closed bar and straight stop. Waited for a stop on exit on close of bar. Yes, that's what I was mentioning. I think we're on the same page there, Jim. So instead of at T1, oh, this is a good example right here at this 11:30 sell signal. Instead of immediately moving your stop losses, they would actually be back here. This is my 15 tick pad. Instead of moving your stop losses right when T1 gets hit, wait for the candle to close, then move your stop loss. Because it's the NASDAQ. I mean, it will come back and it will go down and up and down and up multiple times in even just 90 seconds. It's insane. So wait for the candle to close, then move stops to break even. Unless you're using an auto ATM strategy that you got running, then it just has to be as soon as target one gets hit. Unfortunately, I have yet to see an ATM strategy that we can use based on time. Like, it would be awesome if anybody knows. Maybe you can do it with Bloodhound, or if I don't know, you have to be pretty good at coding. Well, maybe not, I don't know. Make an ATM strategy that says move stop to break even at close of candle that hits T1. If anybody knows how to code that, that'd be awesome. Let me know. That'd be sick. Where was I? Yeah, close the bar and decide if you need to exit. Oh, wait for close the bar and wait for close. No, instead of using an actual stop, wait for close of bar and wait for close of bar and decide if it needs to exit. I don't really know what that means. It's too many times saying close of bar. That's confused me. Dave is the person to call to get software. Buy yourself a birthday present, early birthday present. Highly, highly recommend not trading without this software. I don't know how people do it. I don't know how people would trade without this. Once you've seen what I've seen and what a lot of other people here in this webinar have seen, like you can't unsee it. Let's just see what today would have been on NASDAQ. Who wants to help me with these numbers? I mean, we can see that this is a winning day. I just don't barely have the. I'll read them out, and somebody can use their calculator and then send it in the chat in the questions. Ready? Somebody? Okay, thanks, Ted. Ready? Okay, so we're gonna do all it's gonna be adding so far for a bit. Okay, 88 plus 82 plus 83 plus 126, 111, 138, 72, 99, 48, 46, 28, 37, 101, 51, 50, 29, 90, 27, 47, 24, 54, 29. What's that? $14.60. Thank you, Ted. Okay, now minus 53, 53, 53, minus 37, 37, 37, and finally minus 135, 135, 135. Yeah, Alpha, send me a Skype. Jake Royall, JakeRoyall, all lowercase. Not sure if that matters. Maybe you already sent me a Skype and I just need to approve your hello. Well, Ted is due. Overall, Ted, 785 ticks. Hot darn. That's awesome. Even with that nasty 3 loss right there. So 785 times NASDAQ, $5, 3,900. And then how many trades? About 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's about 30 contracts total. 30 times 5. So, wow, man, that's really not that many commissions. Only 150, call it $200 worth of commissions. Jeez. Times $5, 3,900 minus a couple $100 worth of commissions, minus freaking, I don't know, $500 of slippage. Still $3,000. Do you have enough account? I mean, this isn't even that odd. This is no. I mean, go look at all the webinars that I've done. This is normal. Get the software. Dave will probably hook you up with a free hour of my time. I'd like to hang out. Let's do it. Oh look, there goes one Skype request. Now's the time to Skype request me while I'm still on the webinar, which I am not going to be for that long. Friend requested, approved. Oh, nice. Yep. Okay. Geez, now I got to remember to respond to that guy. Okay, everybody. Let me just remind y'all about this right here. Product store, TachEon TimeWarp. Can't do this unless you have this. Dave, I want to read out your phone number again in case somebody watches this on YouTube and wants to call you at 2 o'clock in the morning. Hi, yeah, I was just watching the webinar, and yeah, I'm in Egypt, but yeah, it's 2 o'clock in the morning there. Oh, well, you know, I don't know. It's just, can we talk for a while? David would be like, oh, no problem, no problem. I don't care if it's 2 o'clock in the morning. Scroll down. Downer, 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 as my daughter would say, downer, downer, downer. Does anybody have any kids that, or I'm sure lots of you have kids, where your child said something that was just really cute, like that? That's an example. Downer, where you just don't want to correct them, where you just hope that they just keep saying it for their whole entire life, and that, like Paschetti. Paschetti is a common one. It was just so cute when she would say Paschetti. And then someday, I don't know, like a year ago, somebody must have told her that it's actually spaghetti. And I was like, dang it. I was trying to see how long I could let that go. And once she realized it was spaghetti and not Paschetti, it's all over for me and that cuteness. So you go to buy now or in finance. Let's see what happens if you finance that sucker. I don't know what kind of deals you can get with the financing. I guess the financing is the deal. So something's happening. There you go. Yeah, it looks like no place to put in discount codes or anything. But who knows? Call Dave. Maybe he can do something else. That'd be awesome. Buy now, with or without the Pro Room. You can get a version of the Pro Room, which would be like an hour or whatever they offer of my time. Promo code, don't forget, warp off, apply, under $2 grand. Check out. Put your name on in there, give them credit cards, and then say hello to a whole new way to look at the markets. Do yourself a favor. I mean, man, look at that. It's insane. So I'll see if I can tell about, man. I was working with somebody who was like helping me program this. If anybody wants to trade me programming hours for mentorship hours, that'd be cool. Because I got some code. It's almost done. I just don't know what else to do with it. Man. And before, when I was having it coded, I didn't have, man, that's the biggest difference. I didn't have this idea of the chart of the smaller time frame overlay to be able to execute on. I mean, like, check it out. Check this out. And I'm going to let you go here in a second. It's like, here's our buy time, 11:03. Let's get rid of this for a second. There's our entry on our 90-second candle right there. Your stops go 15 ticks below the wick of the entry candle. All three of them. Or I think I'm just going to start using 2. I'm sick of that, dealing with that runner position, because I do a lot of Apex stuff. But if we were to enter based on the 3-minute candle, let's see where that entry would be. Data series, 3-minute. Let's just make these not transparent anymore for the. Oh, actually, yeah, down, body outline, black, apply. See, oh man, see, this is, yeah, when I was working with that guy, I did not have this part figured out. Anybody who's showing up to webinars now, I'm telling you, like the 90-second entries with the 3-minute warp signals is pretty nice. or the 5 minute with the 150-second entries. Because if we were using the 3 minute, let me make this candle a little bit bigger so you can see it. It's just kind of to prove. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make these smaller. That'll be easier. All right, so here it is. Our 90-second entry was here. Before, when I was teaching these webinars months ago, our 3 minute entry would actually be here. That's the close. I got to put wicks back on. I forgot that the wicks weren't on. Wick, black, okay. And then, yeah, so our 3 minute entry would be here. And these, I knew it. I knew this was like a perfect spot to look. I could already sense it. These trades right here and these losses were like the ones that I could not stand. Like, I don't want to have to wait all the way till this 3 minute bar closes to get in. Like, oh man, like I know it's not gonna, I know it. I just, like, there's an 80% chance on these large 3 minute candles that it's gonna, like, it's just not gonna hit my T1 and I'm not gonna be able to move stops to break even. But because we can now enter on the 90-second candles instead, we have smaller risk and we are way more likely to hit our first target, at least. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna do away with the runners. Or maybe it's because the market's been ranging a lot lately. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Does that make sense to everybody though? That's what I feel like is my little moment of genius, is using, because I mean the signals on the NASDAQ 3 and the ES3, like the 3 minute, 5 minute, and even 1 minute signals are great, but to enter on the same time frame that the signals are coming from, I just felt like I was getting in late a lot. And now I don't feel like that as much. I kind of feel like just trading this thing dot to dot with the HMA. If you use patterns, it's not as necessary to use an HMA, but if you're going to just trade dot to dot, I would use the HMA. It's like our HMA turns white here. So that's absolutely a legitimate trade. So our risk, if we're using 3 minute bars, is 125 ticks. Our risk using 90-second bars is 67. Half the risk on this one. Every once in a while, it'll be the same risk, you know, but every other candle is a 90-second candle. 3 minute, 90, 3 minute, 90, 3 minute, 90, 3 minute, and so on. And I've played around with splitting the time in by 25%, 33.33%, and 50% time split seems like it works the best. Here's another good example here. Oh my God, this is like such a good example. So here's a blue dot, here's a sell signal. I'm gonna rest my case after this one. I wasn't cherry picking. I wasn't trying to cherry pick. It just happened to be. So our stop is going to go 15 ticks above blue dot. That's a sell signal. We got to close below the open price line. We enter right there. So that's on the 90-second. If we're waiting for a 3 minute bar to close here to short, and our HMA is blue, already blue, and it stays blue at the entry. So this 3 minute bar, this is an up bar behind there. See that? So because it closes here, we're not allowed to short. So we would have had to wait all the way till the close of this 3 minute bar to go short with the previous way that I've been showing everybody to trade this method with the 3 minute bar. And maybe it works. I don't know. Let's see. Would have been right to there. And our stop would have been up here. Watch, this is the one that, like, it's better. Nope. 1 minute, 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 See, it doesn't hit the damn target. Comes down 47, it comes down 17 ticks away from hitting our target 1. It doesn't hit it. So instead of getting a 25 plus 49, if we didn't get stopped at break even, we waited for this candle to close until we moved our stop to break even. Instead of getting a 49 plus 25 and then a stop out at break even for the third position, if we're using a runner, which would be there, we get to enjoy a 75 tick loss times 3. I hope I've made, I really want to see some people trading this and like hear back some emails and stuff like, oh man, I started trading the candle overlay method with warp and the 21 HMA, and like, man, it's been awesome. Like, oh sweet, okay, great. Tell me more. What instrument are you trading? Blah, blah, blah. I want to do that. Oh, great. So I hope this is all making sense now. Yeah, 2 stop outs way cheaper with only 2, Mark. Yeah. And I don't know if it's like the way the market's been lately, or maybe I'm noticing it more because I'm entering on these smaller time frames candles. It's like I just don't like the runners, or maybe it's because I'm using splits. Like the runners just aren't happening as much. 12.21, we never get a close. Oh, we do get a close above here. We can see if I can find another example of a, oh, okay. So here's an example, this stop puncture trade. Our 3-minute candles right here. There's the close. There's the open. So we're entering on at the same, basically at the same spot because of that close above the dot price line. But our 3-minute risk is down here. Our 90-second risk is here. So we lose less on this trade. Oh, actually. See, every once in a while this will happen. Let's see if that actually gets stopped out. No, so with the 3-minute, oh, see, every once in a while, no, this will happen. It would be better to take the trade based on the 3-minute bar. Like right here. We needed this amount of pad. Oh, wait, no, we didn't. What am I thinking? Oh, geez, I don't know what I was thinking. No, we did not. Either way, this one's a winner. So, but we're only a T1 winner. Ain't nothing wrong with that though. Like it's all about cutting out. The reason I came up with this, well, at least half of the reason that I've been working on this is not just to have more wins, but really to cut down on the big losses. Yeah, like right here, it would have been basically the same, but it's those giant, relatively giant candles that make such a big difference. So, wow, look at how many people are still here. Well, I appreciate everybody being here. Thank you. Let me just make sure that I have no more questions before. Alpha, you're not here yet, but hopefully maybe send me an email. Dave's number, if you want to buy the software, hopefully anybody who's here has seen enough. But if this isn't enough and you're still on the fence about buying the software, I'm not the sales guy, Dave is. 727-742-2626. But if you're still on the fence, just go back and watch last week's webinar. Go back and watch 2 weeks ago. Michael did the webinar. He did 4 webinars in a row. Boss Man. Inventor. So just, I don't see how anybody could watch, let's say 4 webinars and not get the software, especially with financing. Just not see the value in it. And we're also a real people, real community. I mean, I bought trading software in the past where I thought there were real people there, and then I bought it, spent however many $1,000, and they just never materialized. I would send emails, no questions, couldn't get it installed, blah, blah, just, but with Back to the Future, I mean, it's just Michael and Ron and Rachel and myself and Dave. That's it. Oh, and then there's Tim. Tim does this other webinar. It's pretty cool. I actually haven't logged in on that for a while, but Oh, and then there's Juan who does one of the trading rooms, and then there's Gavin who does the other trading room. So, but that's it. I'm trying to think. I think that's it. Yeah. So just a handful of us, and we're all real people. And all the people that are here hanging out are all real people. I appreciate everybody. I like doing these webinars. Hope everybody got something out of this. Jacob, if I do check my emails, you can send me an email, JACOB, Jacob at backtothefuturetrading.com. Otherwise, find me on Skype, Jake Royall, Jake Royall. I think we're good. That's my, so yeah, okay, all right, all the questions look good. Sweet, well, I appreciate everybody, and I will end it on my little Bob Ross spin-off quote. Now remember, folks, there are no mistakes in trading, only happy accidents. Signing out.